What is going on, guys? I had made a video this week talking about, you know, the whole 405 versus Canada, Big Chief, the whole big tire thing, everything that went on. And when I went to upload it, it wouldn't upload. It had a bad file in it. I'm not sure what happened, but going live, gonna kind of talk about it and interact with a few of you. I hope there's more sign on. What's going on, buddy? But I've got several comments and emails and stuff about people talking about losing respect for Chief and stuff like that about the whole him not putting on small tires and stuff. And I've kind of got mixed feelings about it because in the end it is still a reality show. So, things like that's gonna happen. Um, I feel like it was planned. I feel like they all knew before they got there. They kind of played it up all the way through the show. It was pretty bad, but I feel like they knew. I feel like a lot of the drama that happened with it was, I ain't gonna say staged, but they knew. They was talking about it when they went out to test, and Sean was there. Sean knew, and there's just a few things that leads me to believe that. I don't know, but that's my opinion on it. The whole show was a complete blowout, man. They killed Canada. It wasn't even. Can't they just change their tires back? Yeah, there's a lot more involved in it with that. I mean, yeah, but you got to change a lot of stuff, from suspension, tuning, everything. You can't just throw them on there and go and hope for the best. Do you think it was because he wanted to help Sean? Help Sean with what? Help Sean with his car, maybe? I don't. What do you mean? Big Chief knows Daddy Dave is coming for that now. Oh, he's coming for it. I feel like he's gonna get it too. Appreciate it, Joe. Man, I put a lot of time into it. I hope people do. Uh, you know, I've heard a bunch of people talking about how much they didn't like Chuck, and I feel like that was pretty well that that was a respectable thing to do, I guess. He is kind of cocky, but him setting him out 2 car lengths was respectable, I guess. But I mean, he had him pass before they passed the flagger. That was a complete blowout. The whole show was a blowout. Uh, like I said, man, I had a whole video filmed, edited, everything. Went to upload it yesterday, I think it was, and it would only upload like half of it and never would finish. And I don't know what to do, but let's see what y'all got going on here. I understand that. I've raced for years, but I know they have to have time to change everything back to it. Yeah, but it's not as. I don't know if it's as rushed as they make it out to be on the show. I don't know how long in between like that Canada race versus their next list race they actually had. They say it's a week, but who really knows? And they've done it enough that they can get close. They've raced these cars so much, big and small tire. The ones that put small tires on, they've done it enough that they can get a starting point. It's not like they're just going like blind. Chuck's car isn't the baddest of the bad, but but it is wicked. It's fast. It's not as consistent as it was, but it is fast. I agree. Do you think he wanted to spend more time? Worry about both cars. Not really, because Sean brought out the old car, and if you keep up with him, he put that old car on. Let me think. He had the old car on small tires for a while. It's been on small tires since last. Let me think. It's been on small tires since they filmed last season. So I mean, you're looking at 6 or 8 months that it's been on small tire. Well, they entered it in the small tire cash days that Limpy had. It's been on there for a while. So I mean, he had a good starting point. It's not like he went in it blind either. Let me go back. I'm getting behind on the comments. Yeah, I didn't think about the stage part for the show. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just my guess. I'm not saying that that's the truth. I don't know. That's a educated guess about it being staged. And I'm not going to say as much as it is staged, but he talked to them people. I'm going to say sometimes they do and sometimes they don't know who they're going to race before they get there. But, you pretty well know that Chief's going to race the fastest guy or Murder Nova, or, one of them is. And that guy knew that he was racing Chief, and I feel like all that was set up before it happened, if that makes sense. What's up, Robert? Cincinnati, Ohio. I ain't never been to Ohio. I'd like to come. Do you think Boosted GT? Hey, John. Do I think Boosted GT will ever race on the show? I've got a video coming for you, buddy. Check it out. Probably tomorrow, maybe. It might be Sunday, but I'm going to say tomorrow. I got a video coming for you, buddy. I got some information for y'all about Boosted. Jason, I'll send you something. Hey, that's up to you, buddy. I haven't got anything yet, so $50 to whoever sends me the best package. And like I said, I haven't got anything yet, and it's from now till the last of August. Got to the end to send me something. The best one gets $50. It's very easy, $50 to get. I think the show has run its course where nobody wants to race them, or they don't care to race out of town guys anymore. I feel like the show's getting close to running its course also. I feel like they got a couple of seasons left if they get their shit together and keep it together. The show, I don't know, after about 8, started going down bad. And, you know, last season I made several videos talking about how bad it had got. But I feel like season 11 started off the same as the rest of them, but when I say it's getting better, I don't mean it's good. I just mean it's better than it's been. Last season they raced nobody from out of town, and they've raced twice from out of town this season, and they're neither one of them. You know, the one they got rained out, and they made one or two or a couple of races. I don't remember, but they only raced a couple of guys, and it rained them out. Supposedly the Florida guys, and then this episode right here from Canada was a complete blowout. Those cars they wasn't nothing compared to what the 405 has. They was probably really fast cars. I'm not saying that, but they wasn't street. They wasn't at home on the street like the 405 was. All right, I'm getting behind again. The show is wrong one. What's up, Texas? What's up, Grady? Seems like some people are happy just to say they're racing a 405, win or lose. Is it so important, man? I agree, I guess, to a certain extent, but, nobody really wants to lose. You want to win at everything. But, I mean, these guys know this street. They know what they're doing. This is what they do. I mean, when people come there, unless they have been on the street, running on the street, testing on the street, the same type of, surface, they're not going to outrun them. I mean, it's just that simple. I don't care how much power they make. Look at Birdman racing the prostitute a long time ago, JJ. After, I think it was Outlaw Armageddon 2016, I guess it was, they rolled over somewhere off the interstate, and Birdman and JJ and the prostitute made a lick on the street, and the only thing that is the same on those cars is the body. There's 2,000 horsepower difference between those cars, and JJ won that fairly easy. 1320's got a video on it. I think the title of it is something like how to make $13,000 in 5 seconds or something like that. Go check it out if you haven't seen it, but unless you know the road you're racing on, you really don't have a chance, just to be honest with you. I'm getting behind again. What's up, Tim Collins from Oklahoma City? The point is, Big Chief is driving a street legal car. That car from Canada was a pro mod. I know he being a bunch of pro mods. I know he's being a bunch of pro mods in the street legal car. I think he meant beating, maybe. I think autocorrect got you there. Why did they have to bring the race chief? Tim, go back and check what you said. I think autocorrect changed several of the words that you was writing there, and I really Pilgrim needs to start running some of the races in the day so they don't have to stop hitting the car. Hey, I agree, man. Hey, you said that about Dave. I'm gonna come back to Dave in just a second. I'm gonna catch up on his comments right quick. I really do want to bring up something about Dave racing there. I feel like Dave is overdoing the show. Yeah, you ain't the only one. They were fast on they were fast on the metric system. Yeah, that one, I think it was that Camaro maybe. I'm not sure which car it was. Said it had 400,000 kilometers. The that's I could be wrong. I'm not up on the metric system neither, but a kilometer's more than a mile. No, it's less than a mile. I don't know. But either way, that was a bunch on that car. On the, I wish the New Orleans, man, that episode. All right, this comment from John Moore says, I wish New Orleans crew would race the 405. If New Orleans would come race the 405, that would do a lot for that show. I don't think it'll happen. I really don't think that they ever will. Um, but that would do a lot for the show. That is about the high when they race the, the between Kai and Chief. That long saga of races that they had. That is what made the show, or brought the show a lot of publicity. So if they would do that, that would. I'm not going to say the turning point of the show. It would bring it back, but it would be the highest viewed show that they had in a while. Any updates on who won Cali? And no, I don't. I'm gonna try to do a video on. I mean, I got so many videos that I'm in the process of editing, but I know who raced who. I'd have to look it up. I know Chief and Bodie raced. I know some of the races that went down, but I do not know who happens. I will try to figure it out. I do have I'm gonna say a connection, but somebody out in California in the street team that can let me know a little bit of something. But these guys sign so much stuff when they enter that road that it's hard to get information from anybody. When Murder Nova won the Cash Days, that got leaked, but there's just so many people there that night. I think that's why that it got leaked, but I don't know. I will see if I can find out though. Armageddon is next weekend. They need to bring the Memphis crew back on. You talking about? Hang on, Chevy powered Fox. You talking about they need to bring the Memphis crew back on the 405 show, or just Memphis needs to be back on the air? I don't know which one you mean. Why did they have to bring a pro mod down from Canada to race Chief when she said no more racing pro mods on the street? I don't know, but honestly, because my opinion, I should throw that out there because I get so much crap about me. Everybody says I tell lies, but I mean, most of this is my opinion, and I say it. But why do they bring a pro mod down to race Chief? Anytime that they bring a pro mod to race anybody on the 405, like that Corvette that outrun Farm Truck last week or week before last, whenever it was, that was a pro mod. And I think it's because there's nobody else who has cars that fast that will go down the street. Anybody who has a car that fast, most people who have cars that fast, it's a pro mod. And unless they race them on the street, it don't matter what it is. They're going to get run. I mean, you could take a 8,000 horsepower car out there, and it's not going to do any better than a 2,000 horsepower car because you can't use it on the street. And there's not as many people racing on the street with that type of cars as there is people who have pro mods. So that's why they keep bringing pro mods out, in my opinion. All right, let me catch back up here. Hang on. I think Chief left big tires because he knew. That's Dave. The comment says, hang on. I think Chief left big tires on because he knew there would be someone just like their fastest with big tires to race. And you probably wasn't on when I first started this live feed right here. I talked a little bit about that. And I think that the reason he left the big tires on, and I've got so many emails and comments and stuff about him talking about losing respect for him and stuff like that. If you're watching this not live and watching it later, I'm just going to repeat what I said at the beginning of the video. But I feel like that was all in agreement before. Everybody from the 405 crew knew that Chief wasn't going to have big tires on before they got there. You got to remember, before this racing show, it is a reality show. So they got to keep some sort of drama and stuff that feeds into the next week and stuff going on the show to have a show going. And I feel like they knew that he wasn't going to have his big tires on. I mean, when they went out to test and practice and stuff, Sean was there. And, and they was talking about, where's Chief? They was making this kind of big deal about where's Chief? Why ain't he here testing and stuff? Kamikaze was standing there. And, man, I feel like they knew that he wasn't going to have big tires on his car when he got there, and that's just part of the reality side of the television show. My opinion, but that's what I think. All right, let me catch back up here. I'm not going to Outlaw Armageddon. I wish I was, but I am not. What happened to the other show? Greg said, what happened to Memphis show? Memphis is, I'm pretty sure they're done recording season 2. It's going to be coming on either as soon as Street Outlaws goes off this season or shortly thereafter. I'm 99% sure they're done with season 2. But yes, Memphis is coming back on. JJ is coming back on. I hope they race each other this season, but I doubt it. Cedric said, what do you think of Chuck setting that guy out 2 cars? Man, I think that was awesome. The guy didn't have a chance. Chuck, he had done past him before Chuck got to Chief. He had done one around him. It was a complete blowout, but I think it was a horrible race to watch it, but I think that was a respectable thing for Chuck to do. And Chuck knew that he had that car before he even got out there. I mean, he knew he had that car beat. Anyway, I mean, that's why he done it, but I think it was pretty cool. I miss New Orleans, JJ and his crew, OKC. Everybody else wants to. All right, this comment's talking about missing the NOLA bunch. I missed it because the racing. I like to see the racing, and I like some of the cars. Kai is fast. There's a bunch of people who hate Kai. Kai is fast. Kai is no joke, street track, wherever. But the drama side of that show didn't have it. The enthusiasm part of that show didn't have it. They filmed the first season and it come on air, and then it was like 2 years before the second season aired, but it had recorded right after the first one, so everything that you've seen was like 2 years old. But when him and Kai and John Doe got into that big argument over a $40,000 street race, I don't think they had that was all for the show. I mean, my opinion, but I think that was all for the show. I did like seeing some of the cars that are different. Swamp Thing was on there. I got a video coming out in a couple of days. The one I was talking about boosted. I talked about Swamp Thing and some of them guys from Taggart Motorsports, but I didn't really get into the NOLA show. I mean, I like the racing side of it, like I said, but the show itself wasn't for me. What happened to JJ the Boss? JJ the Boss is running the streets of Memphis. Prostitute is the nemesis, I believe now. Hang on. Carlito said that. Yes, I'm pretty sure it is too. I know it changed names, and I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Oh, I'm catching up these comments now. Big Chief is looking out for himself. I agree with that. He said self-preservation is key and kind of smiled it off, but I don't know. I mean, I've done one over it a few times. I'm not sure. I feel like they knew. I don't know if there's a way to change this or not. My comments, they only stay up for just a second and they leave. That's the reason I keep having these gaps in here. We're about to call out on Chief with the guy with the rocket car. You talking about, hang on. We're about to call out on Chief with the guy with the rocket car. You talking about Tough Enough? Is that who, Wade Watson, is that who you're talking about, Tough Enough? If that is who you're talking about, go to Tom 80 videos, and anybody who wants to see some good racing, go to Tom 80. That's the guy who I use his content to, with the B-roll overlay and stuff. I know you've heard me say it a million times, but man, that is an awesome guy, and I can't thank him enough for what he done for me, you know, as far as letting me use some of that content. But go check it out. He got a video. He knows Tough enough personally, and I talked to him the other day, and he made a video with Tough with the jet car, you know, racing stuff. But I don't know. I don't know what the jet car runs as far as like through the eight, but you know, them things are fast, and they don't have any hooking issues or anything. It's just a, you know, propelled tires. I mean, there's nothing to drive the car. I don't know. I don't know who would win. I got to catch back up here. I'll be there all 3 days. Man, I wished I would, but you can't put all that horsepower. Nope, you can't put half that horsepower to the road. All right, hang on. I'm going to go ahead and address this right now. Dave knew he wasn't going to race. All that work for what? All right, this guy, Carlito, he's talking about Dave, you know, not getting to race because of, you know, the time or whatever. But, and I'm going to address a few things. A lot of you may know, a lot of you may not. Dave has a small tire car. It's a Pro Charge Malibu. It's late 70s maybe. It's a red maroon looking car. And that car was there. If you go back and watch the show again, maybe now or whatever, but when they pan out a few times, right behind Dave's car, you can see another car. And they was working on the car when there was, you know, like when one guy was going to look at a car or something, I don't know, when they was walking down in between all the trailers and stuff, you could see it sitting there, and they was working on it. So, you know, why did Dave bring two cars out there to not race? You know, there is a lot of races that happen that we don't get to see, and I feel like Dave raced that Malibu against somebody. It wouldn't be there if he wasn't going to race it, and they wouldn't be working on it if he wasn't going to race it, in my opinion. But they raced more than what it aired. There's no doubt. And, you know, I don't know what time they start racing, but they have to quit by, what, 3 o'clock? So there's a lot of racing that can happen between them. You know, you got to think about cool down times, but there's so many cars there. You know, if you raced all of them, by the time you rolled back around, the first one would be cool back down. I don't get it. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of racing that we don't get to see. But I feel like Dave did race that small tire car, his small tire car there, and he didn't do a whole lot to Goliath. That's my opinion. Dave's gonna get that number one spot. You wait and see. Dave is gonna get it. Dave's fast. Dave's car is moving. It's the fastest. It's the fastest it has ever been. All right, I gotta catch back up on my comments here. Be there all 3 days, man. I wished I was, but I'm not. I don't buy that excuse for Big Chief. Second, Daddy Dave knew they was. Daddy Dave, Ryan Morton, and even Chuck are getting fed up with it. All for one, and Chief for the new 405 motto. You said, Wade said that he don't buy that excuse for Big Chief. You talking about what I said or his excuse? How much gas is on the vet? Some secrets I can't tell, but I got a video coming, man. I teamed up with Nitrous Express, and I owe them a video right now, and it's coming. It's coming. Stick with me, and there'll be a video on it. It's not much, not right now. The car is really stock. It isn't breathing near enough to put very much on it. Reaper actually won a race. I have to say Memphis is more entertaining than New Orleans. Yeah, it is, no doubt. I live in the 901 season 2. Season 2 is on and can be. Yeah, this guy right here said that he lives in 901 and season 2 will be aired this fall. That's about what I would say, and I knew it was coming on. It's coming on after the 405 goes off. I do know that, but it's done. Reaper actually won a race. That's funny. Nola's got some fast cars. I just want to see competition get somebody. Nola has some fast cars. I just want to see the competition get somebody that can give them a good run for the money. I do too. I love watching JJ. I love the hustle. I don't like the chases the race thing at all because I've said it a bunch. You know, I would say way more than half of the races that JJ and them done, the Memphis guys would jump and the other guy would run them down, and that pretty well gives you a win, you know. And I don't feel like their cars are as fast on the street as the 405 guys, but the show itself is more entertaining than the 405 in my opinion. Oh, I gotta go back up here. What kind of transmission? 66. It's automatic. Did you watch Reaper put that new ProCharge engine for me? No, I didn't. I did watch a couple of his live. I got like just killed on here on my last live feed about keeping up with Reaper on Facebook, but I don't do a whole lot of Facebook. I've got an account, and very seldom do I ever get on Facebook. I signed on the other day just to watch the Reapers, and he was more or less just plugging other people's shops. Really, he went to JE Pistons, I believe it was yesterday. We had football practice yesterday, and as I was going there, it popped up on my screen that Reaper had made and to JE Pistons, and you know, my initials, and that's all that the live feed information was JE, and I was like, oh hell, he's made one talking about me. Wow, I keep getting behind. Okay. Does Doc leave nitro setup behind anytime soon? Okay, the question is, does Doc leave the nitrous setup behind anytime soon? And I don't know. I'm not even 100% sure if he's got the 900 and whatever cubic, 956, I believe it is, cubic inch motor in the car right now on what we're seeing. But I feel like he will blow that one up before or unless he sells, you know, the one he unveiled at PRI, last year, I guess. I don't know. I feel like he won't go twin turbo. On Instagram I don't know, about 2 or 3 days ago, there was, and it's a Camaro. Pretty sure it's a Camaro. It's like a early 70s Camaro. And there was a picture that Doc got tagged in, and it was blue, and it looked just like his. It didn't have a front clip on it, and all you could see was like half of the windshield forward, and it was a side view, and it was a twin turbo car sitting there, and I thought that it was Doc's for a minute, but I kind of went to looking further into it, and it wasn't. But I feel like Doc will, if the show stays on now, I feel like he will evolve into a Pro Charger probably. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he will evolve into a Pro Charger, but who knows, man. If he's going to stay consistent and stay on the show, he's going to have to do something. He's not going to make it to 5 with nitrous. That's my opinion. From Jasper, Alabama. What's up? Alabama in the house. I've got way behind again. Okay, here we go. What did Jeep do with the Crow mod? Man, that thing's sitting there. No, it don't have a cover on it. It's a shell front now. Okay, here's one I want to talk about. And David Rose, I can't wait for Kamikaze to get back on, and I hope he wears their ass out. And that man, he wears their ass out. That man deserves mad respect. The video that I was talking about a while ago about Kamikaze, the video I was talking about a while ago about Boosted that I'll have up in a day or so, it talks about Kamikaze and it. You know, Kamikaze's not going to be there in season 11. And I have said several times that he will be there in season 12. And, you know, they just went to California, and that's season 12. And I don't know where in season 12 this California race is going to be, but Kamikaze's car, as of right now, is running, but not making passes. So, you know, I don't know when Kamikaze will be back, but I know he's going to have to hurry if he, you know, he needs to hurry if he's going to be on Street Outlaws, because Street Outlaws is on this downhill. It's peaked and it's on the downhill, so he needs to get on it if he's going to be on the show. Boy, I get so far behind. Chief sucks big time. As far as that, hang on. Excuse me for leaving big tires on. Chief laughed about self-preservation and the advantage of him not switching. I don't know, man. The Wayne's talking about Chief with big tire. I don't know. I don't know. That's my opinion. I feel like they knew. I don't feel like he could have. I don't feel like he would have done that. I feel like he likes racing enough that he would have swapped if he needed to. But I think that they knew. I really do. That's just my opinion, though. Did you get your 50,000? No, man. I haven't. I haven't. But I haven't uploaded. I was gaining around 1,000 a week. A week to 10 days, I was gaining 1,000. And during baseball season, I'm my son's baseball coach, and during baseball season, man, it was just so hard to keep up, and I didn't make near as many videos, and I wasn't gaining near as many, and I feel like I will peak sometime, or just talking about Street Outlaws, I'm going to peak. You know, there's only going to be so many people that subscribe. So that's the reason why I'm trying to branch out and do different things. I made a video talking about Diesel Brothers the other day, and, you know, was just kind of trying to stick my feet in the water and see how it went over. And there was a lot of people that thought I was going to just like make weekly videos on Diesel Brothers, and that's not where I was going with that. I was just meaning how a different, other than Street Outlaws, how would my subscriber base watch it? You know, that's kind of what I was asking. And it done decent. I've got several videos, or, you know, I've got several that I'm working on or got started editing and haven't got done yet, but several ideas of different type videos and stuff that's coming. So I want to do different things to get more subscribers and a bigger subscribe, you know, or different subscribers, so to speak. Oh man, I was getting so far behind. This is from Thailand. Whew, long way. Roy right here says he's from Thailand. What season of Street Outlaws are y'all on over there? Just curious. South Carolina in the house. What's up? Dang, I'm a long way back. What's your thought about this coming Monday's night of Street Outlaws? Who knows, man? I've been pretty well on it as far as, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Dave is going to be number one real quick. He's coming up. Dave's going to be number one, and I do feel like there is a alliance, I guess you'd say, between Dave and Chief, or Midwest and Chief, whatever you want to call it. But I want to see Murder Nova do what I know it can do and go up, and Dave's going to be number one. I want to see Dave number one. There's nothing against Chief, but I want to see Dave number one. I feel like Fireball, Chief may even be down to third before the end of the season. Who knows? Put your sunglasses on. We look like you, man. They right here. I went to put them on, but it's so hot in here, they just fog up. I hate my eyeballs wandering around too, because my camera is over here, but I'm having to look in the middle of the screen to see y'all's comments, so I look like I'm not even looking at the camera. JJ's the whole crew is more about the hustle rather than shot. You said it 100%, buddy. Chuck and the Mustang. Chuck and the Mustang raced. His car left where there wasn't no rubber. I knew he wouldn't hook. You talking about Chuck or the other car? Hey, this guy right here. Street Race 609. Memphis at least has some cars that look close to being legal. I think that makes the show more interesting. Man, I'm with you 100%. The cars, although I like, you know, the fast aspect of it, but the cars they're so far, I mean, they're pro mods, basically. They're not, but they are just as close to it. They might as well be. You know, they used to talk about they had the fastest street cars on the planet. Well, now they've just kind of slipped it in that it's the fast street raced cars on the planet. So even they know it's not even the same cars. And, you know, when they lost their radiators and, you know, just slowly started making the car less drivable, that's when the show started going downhill. Just to be honest with you, and I do like that fact about Memphis that their cars are more of a street car than anybody's. I agree with you 100%. I gotta catch back up here. Do you think Dominator's going to make top three? If he does, he won't hold it. But I would love to see Dominator do it. But I don't think. I don't know. Prostitute has a rap on it. Do you think Mark will ever get to one next season? I don't. I really don't. Um, I, he won't hold it. The question: do you think Monza will ever get to number one next season? I really don't. He's got basically the same exact car as Ryan Martin for the most part, and I really don't. I don't even know if he'll make it before the show gets canceled, but I really don't. Real men have 10.5. Good job. Um, yeah, love that Alabama humidity. Oh goodness, it's awful. It's awful. Look, my face didn't have no sweat on it before I started this. Oh, Thailand, same season as you. The reason I asked that is because when I first started kind of giving a weekly update on Street Outlaws, there was so many people from overseas that was like 4 or 5 seasons behind, and that is one reason why I kind of kept going. And I mean, I've evolved into this now, but that's one reason why I kept going was for overseas to stay updated with all this stuff. So I was just curious. When is the next cash days in Texas? I'm not sure. Um, Question is, when is the next cash days in Texas? They just had one probably 2 months ago, I guess. It was summer. White Zombie won it, but they just had one, so who knows? Do you really think those cars are real street? Hang on. Do I watch Roadkill? I do watch Roadkill. I like Roadkill. Do you really think those cars are real street cars? Uh, Real street cars are trailered. Hang on. Real street cars are not trailered to the race. They are driven on the street and driven home afterwards. I agree. I agree 100%. It's saying that there ain't street. The comment says that they're not street cars. If it was a street car, it would drive it to the race. I agree with you, and they have kind of defended themselves now by saying that it's street raced cars because technically they're on the street. But I agree with you, and I had thought about that. I was thinking about that the other day. There was a race somewhere, or maybe I guess my local track, or I call it my local track. It's still over an hour and a half or so away, and they do test and tuning on Wednesday night from 6 to 9 or 6 to 10, I believe it is. And I thought about going down there and just driving the vet down there and spraying the shit out of it and hoping for the best. I know I've got a lead on a 6.0 block for it, or a whole bottom end, and I thought about going in there and just spraying the shit out of it and just seeing what it do. But if I was to tear it up that far away, let me rephrase it. I would trailer my car an hour away because I have to work the next morning. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm not hating on them for trailering the cars. I'm just hating on them for what they've done to the cars to where they can't drive them. That's just me. Man, I'm getting so far behind. Is New Murder Nova done? Is Sean gonna start racing his old car? No, not on the list. I think the reason he brought that car out is because he'd been running on small tires. It's not like something he races a lot, or not. He races that car at small tire events, but he's not gonna bring the car back on the list. No. And is the car done? It's so hard because the question is the New Murder Nova done? With whatever was wrong with it? the show is so far behind on what it is right now. So if you know what's going on right now, yeah, the car's done right now, but this show was 3 or 4 months ago. So that's a hard question to answer. Real man have 10.5 again. There's about to be a very, very fine line on who's number one with at least five of them. You got it exactly right. You got the top three right now: Chief, Dave, and Ryan. That's any given night who's raced. They're all so close. I feel like Chuck is in there with them, and the new Murder Nova. I mean, he just won Cash Day, so I mean, he's not a he's right there with them. I mean, if he all the Cash Days, he's all on any given night. So Chief's always said that he wants his whole 10 list to be within a car length apart, and they are, unless something happens, they're, with the exception of maybe a couple of them, they are all car length apart, without a doubt. Have you heard anything positive or negative about the new track in Ferris, Texas? I haven't heard anything about it. What are you talking about? I'm so far behind. Um, if that looks good to you, then y'all are talking to each other. Gotta love zip tie. Everybody loves zip tie. Why won't Dominator let Chief? Why? The question is, why won't Dominator let Chief tune his car? Any idea? I feel like Dominator would let Chief tune his car if Chief would tune his car. In one of the podcasts, he was talking about he wanted to help Dominator, but you know the things that people say and the things that people do are different things. So I think that's a lot of it. I don't think Chief has any desire to tune his car, and I feel like he would if he asked. But they live a good little ways apart, and I don't know if that's or not. But I feel like Chief just has no desire to tune his car. JE is a type. Yeah, I know. I know JE Pistons. That's what I said. When I seen the comment says JE is a type of Pistons, and I guess you're talking about a while ago when I said that I thought Reaper's Life, he was talking about me. I know that JE is the type of Pistons, but that's all the thing said, and I had just kind of, I ain't gonna say bashed on him, but my last live feed, there was a lot of people talking about Reaper, and it was just out of the 40 minutes, it was probably a good 15 minutes. That's what we was talking about. So I I just thought that he was gonna have a video about me, I guess. I know they know who I am because they've been in contact with me, or some of them have. I ain't gonna go into all that right now, but they know who I am, so they've seen it. So I figure there'll be one coming. There's gonna be a podcast. There's gonna be something where I'm getting bashed by somebody up there because I've said something negative about them on here. You wait, it's coming. Ever any talk of a two-wheel version of the show? You talking about like racing bikes and stuff? You need to do more of these. I'm gonna try. My plans are to do one Monday nights after the show. Show goes off at 9 o'clock Central Time where I'm at, and by 9:15, come out here and we'll talk a little bit about it, and then by the end of the week have my actual video uploaded. But that's my intentions, and I actually told everybody I was gonna do that. But this Monday I had to work late and I didn't get a chance to do it. I think it was Wednesday night I set out to do this, and I wasn't at home and the lighting was horrible, so I didn't. Boy, there's a bunch of comments here. I'm gonna have to run through these. I'll be here all night. Why have I not did a Texas Street Outlaws? I don't know, man. You talking about it? Wade says, why have I not did a Texas Street Outlaws? You talking about a YouTube channel? Oh, why have they not did a YouTube? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they have anybody that would want to be the the face of this show. Like, Chief is the face of Street Outlaws. I don't know. Texas probably, I'll say other than Oklahoma, Texas probably, or no, undoubtedly has as many or more fast that that caliber of cars as the 405 as anywhere else does. Everywhere's got one or two, but there's nowhere that has, or no state that has that many cars, street raced cars as those two, and Texas probably has the fastest. I think it's crazy Kai Kelly got banned from Outlaw Armageddon because his car looks more pro mod, but yet every other car out there looks just like, man. I don't know, man. I feel like Kai gets kind of. I feel like Kai gets crapped on a lot, but I don't know. I like it better when they were real street cars. I agree, man. It's been 46 minutes, y'all. I'm about to get off here. Are there any? I'm gonna run through these last comments right quick. I'm about to get off here, man. This thing will take hours to upload. Chief likes to have a car with an unfair advantage. Everybody's got or wants some kind of advantage, but unfair. There's so many fine lines between what's legal and what's not legal, and there's so many. There's not one set of rules for what everywhere takes as a street car. You've got a couple that says 2 inches within wheelbase and so much a factory frame, and real steel top and roof and VIN, and there's so many different places that has different rules. There's not one set of rules that everybody goes by, and that's part of what this is. All right, I got to get through these comments right quick. Wow, man, I'm so thankful for all. Man, there's so many people that's interacting with me tonight, man. I love it. Thank you very much. And I looked a while ago, and I had like 160 or something like that people on, and that's amazing, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all don't understand how much this means to me. It's awesome. I never thought that this would be like this. Are there any cars raced on the show that you wish would come back? Yes, there's a lot. Jeremy, man, the banknote, the car was too much of a car, I guess, that to be competitive on the show. There's several people that I wish would come back, and there's several people that has tried out for the show that I wish would come back. I wish Boosted would bring his new car, but if you hadn't been on here very long, y'all watch the video that's going to come out in a couple of days about Boosted and stuff, and let me know what you think. I thought I seen that Sean was running his old car for now and that he could get the bugs out of a new one. I could be mistaken, but that's why I asked. The comment says, I thought I seen that Sean was running his old car for now until he could get the bugs on his new one figured out. I could be mistaken, that's why I asked. He brought the car out because it was already set up for small tires. He had been running the OG car on small tires, and that's why he done it. The bugs he has in it, I have no idea. I mean, he won cash days and then turned around and can't, beat Reaper on the 10, or he did, but he lost the first time he raced him. But who knows? He's not gonna, start running the OG car because he's already on the list for the new one and he can't. But the new car can't take that much to fix. I mean, it took him 2 years to build it. I mean, they can't, or longer than that. So. Can't be that much wrong with it. Do you think Chief was playing games, not going small tire? Cody McIntyre, do you think Chief? I've done touched on that twice in this video. Go back. It's one of the first things I said. After I get done, go back and start this over and watch it, Cody. Extreme Raceway Park in Texas. I haven't heard anything about it, buddy. On the trailers, all this every time I see them load one up and drive out somewhere and make a test hit. I do too. Yeah, I agree with you, man, but them are some fast cars, and they are not street legal. They don't have mufflers on them. I mean, they're not street legal, and I agree with you. Um, no, as far as the motorcycle thing goes, I feel like the only motorcycle shows you're going to have is like the building of motorcycle shows. That's the only, you're not going to get a racing show like this. There might be an episode or something, but there's not going to be a motorcycle racing show. They do not. They do seem to get salty when people make negative comments about them. You talking about who you talking about? Maybe Chief is afraid Dominator may outrun him. Hey, Dominator could outrun him. Dominator's moving this year. Dominator's on top of it. Oh, the rest of the comment says he mentioned something a couple years ago about Dominator not letting anyone else help with his tune. Now, the only thing I know about that is I know that Dominator does it all. I'm not going to say that Dominator doesn't let anyone help him, because when I heard Chief talking about he would like to help Dominator, Dominator supposedly said that he would be an honor for him to do it, or he was speechless or something along those lines. So I think that Dominator would let him, or would have let him then. I don't know. There's been a lot of changes with Chief. He had the first couple of seasons he was I had to say good old boy with blue jeans and boots, and now he's you know got a shoulder shrug constantly, or a twitch, whatever you want to call it, and he's got a flat bill pulled down over his eyes. I mean, he's changed, he really has, but I don't know. I got chewed up on here for congratulating about calling Monza crash right after everyone went nuts. 2,000 horsepower is not a street legal in my state. 2,000 horsepower is not street legal in my state. Where you live, Andy? Has Kai ever got aftershock situated? Every video I watch has a nitrous backfire, man. Every video that I watch with nitrous, most of them do backfire. I don't know. I don't think that has nothing to do with the car, really. That's going to be more with just the situation, I guess, because Kai knows nitrous, and Pat and all, they know nitrous, and he's running the same basic setup, I guess, as he is in the shower. So I think it's just a situation, bad luck, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it has nothing to do with the car having problems. No way will Dominator outrun Chief, man. Dominator's moving. Even a blind nut finds a squirrel every now and then, buddy. What are the two slowest cars on the list? Shane and Reaper. And I ain't gonna say they're let me figure out how to word this. They're not consistent enough. They might have one pass that will be as fast as everybody, but it's not consistent. They're not gonna keep doing it. They might lay that one down, but that's it. I do feel like Reaper and Shane is the fast two, or the slowest two. Thank you for your time and enjoyed the show. Appreciate it, buddy. Um, Thanks, Brother Jake. Man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all really, really don't know how much I appreciate it, man. It's awesome. I really like your vlog, Jeremy. Keep the info and your opinion is valued. It's refreshing to hear people say that, because there's so many people who, say negative things, and it's hard to overlook sometimes, because a lot of things that people say are negative and don't even make any sense, or they didn't listen to exactly what I said, and they heard what they wanted to say, and they just nobody likes anything new. So I'm still new, I guess, basically in the YouTube and talking about this. So I'm trying, and I'm not gonna just blatantly say a lie for views. I'm not. That's just gonna make me look stupid. So anything I say that I'm either gonna tell you it's my opinion, or I know it's gonna be a fact, and I'll usually say which of the which it is. So there's so many negative people that but they come back and they keep watching. I don't understand. If they just watch just to leave something negative, it don't make any sense. Wade, man, there you go. I'm with you, man. I want it bad. I mean, there's like 30 comments right here that's just talking about thanks, man. Y'all, I know I said this like 5 times. Y'all really don't know. Hey, there's been one thing that I have wanted to say on here. I don't know how many of you have Instagram. If you have Instagram, I don't put a whole lot on there about Street Outlaws because it kind of is more of a personal Instagram. Um, and I had it before I ever had my YouTube channel. And my Instagram channel is Big Brays Dad, BIGBRAYSDAD. It's a picture of my son on there, and y'all give me a follow if you want to. If I can build it up enough, I am probably going to start doing some stuff on there, but I'm not going to because most of the people on there right now is people that I know personally, and the there's probably not but about 20 people that I personally know that even knows I have this YouTube channel, and I like it that way, to be honest with you, because for one, I don't want people, critiquing me and telling me what I'm doing wrong and all that. So I haven't told but a few family members and a few of my friends and like two other people that I work with that I even have this channel. So there's very few people that even know I have it. So if I start uploading things about it on my Instagram page, everybody's gonna figure it out. So if I get enough followers on there, I will. But y'all gonna give me a follow though. I do post stuff about the Corvette on there. So these stuff you don't get on here. I got behind again. Wow, I've been on here an hour. That's insane. Uh, Man, this is so crazy. I'm just going through all the thank you stuff. Oh, Chief always had an unfair advantage, in my opinion. Secrets of speed. Um, okay, hang on. This says the name, your YouTube channel name is Unfair Fight. Not like dogging on or anything, but I just think that's funny.